we started this journey of cataloguing the history of banking in Kenya last year in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of Kenya Bankers Association. And also, it so happened to be the same time in the opening process, or the starting process really, of the country's Jubilee celebration. So it was just perfect timing. We're celebrating KBA's 50th anniversary. Kenya is about to celebrate its Jubilee year. And we partnered with the renowned biographer Hilary Ngw'eno, who's known very well for all the historic documentaries that he's done to catalogue the banking industry's history. And it has taken us a year. It has been quite a process of triumphs and upsets, triumphs in finding this rich culture and this rich history in the archives. The support we've gotten from various partners, including Kenya Railway and the National Archive, the various media houses, the various banks. Those were the triumphs, but there were also the upsets in that some of the history got lost. For example, one of the older banks that have been here for over 100 years lost all their archived material. So it's quite sad. It was a sad moment for us, but we pushed on and were able to, I think, do a decent job in telling the history. I think where we were challenged with Hilary was on patience, because you realize we thought we would finish this project in 3 months, and that was, we first met in May. I think we did our brainstorming session on what themes we wanted to cover for the documentary. So we did the themes, Africanization of banking, the pre-independence, what technology has done in banking. Diversity was a key area that I thought was important for us to catalogue as well. So we did the themes, and then we identified the people we wanted to interview, and we just assumed that everything would fall into place within 3 months, and 6 months turned into 9 months, turned into 20, not 24 months, but 12 months, and we're still at it. So I think the biggest challenge was our patience and making sure that we were able to get the content that we needed in time. I've learned so much from this process, so much about our culture as a people, so much about the country's history. I think what was most powerful for me is it just kind of reinforced the fact that the history of banking and the history of Kenya is interconnected. And so often, I think banking gets a really negative rap, a bad reputation for some of the things that we probably could do better. But what we sometimes fail to realize is banking does so much for economy, for society, and you'll see it through this documentary. You'll see that the East Africa Protectorate was able to grow into the mainland because they partnered with National Bank of India. You'll see that through government-owned banks, the workforce, the professional workforce in this country incorporated more Kenyans, more blacks. And Barclays was the first bank to hire a branch manager, a woman as a branch manager. So banking was a pioneer and a vanguard, really, in so many things that have transformed this nation sustainably. And to me, that was the most powerful thing that I got to experience and learn throughout the process. My favorite interview was with Dr. Okello, because I was just humbled. I remember I visited her to ask her to participate in this documentary. And when you walk into her office, you see all these global awards that she's received, but meanwhile she has a very small desk, like a teacher, because she's still the director of Makini Schools and she still reports to work every day. And you walk in and you see all these global awards, and she's sitting there as humble as can be, and she tells me how she and her colleagues paved the way for women like me in banking. It was through their efforts and their sacrifice that they were able to break that glass ceiling for the first time ever. And I learned so much, and I was inspired so much. So I hope that all the young ladies who watch this documentary will also be empowered and inspired about where they can take their careers. Actually, Hillary surprised me because we were expecting him uh, to walk with us until the end. We started this journey a year ago, and I thought we would be running and crossing that finish line together. But he's such a humble man, and that surprised me. That he's quite humble, and he's quite reserved, and he is not doing this for the glory. You would think that he's a producer that wants to get the notoriety and that wants to be out there and, rubbing shoulders with the bank CEOs to say what he was able to do for the industry. But this is a man who, that's not what drives him. And I think that surprised me. I think I expected it, but I didn't expect him to be that principled in not being part of the launch, which is quite sad.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, I think it's been an honor to work with Hillary. This is something that is going to go into the archives, and it's going to outlive all of us. And I'm just humbled to be part of the process. I know this is a documentary that's coming out at a time where Nelson Mandela is fighting for his life in South Africa. He's also another icon who has shaped history, African history, and you can imagine his work will live on. So this is and he always said that to really make a difference in this world, you have to make sure that you make a difference in people's lives, and that difference lives on. So I think I'm humbled to be part of this process, because I hope that the work that we've spent doing for the past year lives on and makes a difference.